we've selected a few which we thought will cover a good range of and variety of cases. So yes, and the duration of the session we had mentioned it's 30 minutes, but we are assuming, I mean, we're quite sure it will extend. So in case you have to leave, please let us know, and maybe we could continue with the remaining cases if we do not finish it in one go in the in the next weekend. Okay. I think Roshali, you can go ahead, share the screen, and I think we can. And if y'all don't mind, if y'all can come on at least video, audio, something, so that we are not talking to ourselves. We're
Yeah,
just
because there's no expert over here. We are just sharing our opinions on the cases, and we all have taken our cases. Like these are, they will be very similar to the cases we observe daily. So we encourage everyone to speak and put your viewpoints forward. It's not a journal club or clinical case discussion as well. It's very friendly. So please kindly participate. Okay, I think we can take it from here, Ruvisha. I can start with the first case.
yes, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So the first case that we decided, just a second. Okay, am I audible and is a screen visible to all of you?
Yes.
Okay, right. So, the first case that we'll be discussing is a ASD, 6-year-old male. Provisional diagnosis made was SLD secondary to ASD. In all the cases that we have selected, we already have the provisional diagnosis and assessment results, which means that in any of the discussion, we won't be focusing on assessment part. It is just the treatment and how we're going to move about with our goals. All right. So language age of this child, receptive and expressive, you can see 4.5 years of receptive language age. He has a very good vocab. Language is English. And expressive language age is about 3.5-year-old. So he uses 5 to 6 word simple sentences. MLU is 5 to 6 words. He has fair syntactic skills, but poor use of pronoun, which you will definitely find in a common ASD children. Uh, the use of plurals and other case markers are like not very up to the mark. Okay, the cognition, there is no formal psychological cognitive testing or anything done, but no cognitive deficits as such. It's age appropriate. Attention is fair for his age, and he has a good sitting compliance. He will sit as much as you make him sit, but he has difficulty in joint attention tasks and poor listening skills. So he will follow one step, two-step commands. If you tell him, it's fine. But if as soon as I move to the third step command, you will find that his attention is gone. He will not do it because of his poor listening skills. Pragmatics, you can see it's fair, like greetings and social smiles, topic maintain, all this is present. Topic initiation, he'll greet and he'll start the conversation randomly, what he did in the day and all that. But it will not be very relevant maybe to the situation. Topic maintenance, terminance is not present, and he's not able to rephrase his utterances according to the situations. Okay, in the formal and informal situation, he'll not be able to judge that I can speak these things, I cannot speak these things. All right. Narration skills, the mother, and in the session it's also a lot of stories have been done and he's very fond of stories, so he can narrate stories well. Lack of detailing in the stories is present, but overall so story structure he'll be able to narrate. But the poor personal narrative skills, that means talking about his own hobbies, ideas, ideation skills, all these things are very very poor. All right. He has certain sensory issues. Oral hypersensitivity is present, where he is not able to chew food well, and he has a tongue tie. Because of that, speech sound errors are present. Rocking behaviors, flapping hands, all this is minimally present. It is not affecting his communication, but it is minimally present. You can see it very evidently. So I just want you to go through the parental expectations. So these are the words of the parent to get the child completely out of the spectrum. That means he has to be normal. He should be able to make friends. He should be able to talk on video calls to his cousins. He should narrate experiences. He should understand and adjust to the formal and informal situations. He should be able to at least comprehend his own mother tongue. Now, child uses English, and we use therapy in English, and we child goes to English medium school, and their mother tongue is Marathi. So he does not understand Hindi, Marathi at all. So mother and parents want that he has to understand those languages too. Now let's open our forum for discussion. First question, thinking that what do you think is the prognosis of this case? What potential do you feel this case may have? Can any one of you would like to volunteer an answer about this?
Rishali, I just have one more query before going on to that question. How about the behavioral issues? Does he have behavioral issues?
So there are no behavioral issues apart from rocking and flapping hands. There are no evident behavior issues which will cause a problem. So temper tantrums, yes, but minimal. They are not causing any harm to others or himself. What do you think is
Yeah.
the potential of this case, Ranjini?
So what I feel based on the different domains is that he is going to improve very well if he is put into speech therapy, and it's not like he is not able to communicate his need or communicate his intention or something like that. It is more like within the language it is higher level.
Correct.
So apart from just intention to communicate, we have to focus on more of the grammatical aspects or the semantic aspects of it, rather than going on to the intention. So I feel that the prognosis of this case would be very good provided therapy. And as he does not have more of behavioral issues, I don't think there should be an issue.
Right. So as you correctly pointed out, Ranjini, this child goes to a normal school with age-matched peers. He's able to do whatever a first standard child should be able to do. He writes question and answers. He will give orals. Everything is good. But making friends and, as you said, the higher skills, there are a problem. So if he has to narrate, if mother asks him, what did you do at school today? He's not able to tell me well. So this is something, it's not a very regular therapy that you will select a group of words and you'll start teaching him those words. It's very much more to that because he already is doing that. So based on this, let's build up to the second question, that what do you think, what the parental
I
expectations that
just
are over
want to
here?
add one point here. I just want to
Yes,
add.
yes, Vibrata.
I agree to what Sriranjani is saying. The prognosis could be good, but I feel the prognosis could be really affected if the parental expectation is not met. I mean, is not got down. We are not on the same page. Otherwise, the child is going to drop out. So
That's very
prognosis
right.
is so like. So
That's
yeah, what is
very
the
that's
next
very correct.
question?
So that's what we build on to the. What do you think the parental expectation? Do you think what we should our goals target? The first initial 2 3 goals. Can you tell me which is realistic? Because what parent is expecting, I cannot say that child will be able to speak or narrate his experiences well. That cannot be my goal. So how do I go stepwise? What do you think? What should we do?
I feel that we have to make the parent understand that it is not in our hands to make the child completely get out of the spectrum. We have to make that parent aware that speech therapy or any kind of therapy is not going to get that individual out of the spectrum. So there is nothing like a cure or something like that. We have to make the parent aware of what exactly is the situation and move forward with it. So that will be the first thing that we have to consider.
That's correct. Okay. So I'll just go back to the previous slide again. And based on that, would you, Ranjini, or anyone else, anyone can just tell about what goals, what initial 5 goals would you take? Considering that we do not want him to teach the regular things, what do you think will be our short-term goals? And for how long? Initial, to keep the parent with us, because the parent is because of the expectations, she has been like doing the therapy shopping, lot of them. She has been to multiple therapists. She knows so many approaches, maybe as much as we know. But does this help? How much is the child getting help out of this? So could anyone point out to that?
Okay, uh, okay, so I think I would start off with a goal which is very evident to what the parent can see. Something to start off with, like a joint attention.
Okay.
So, joint attention for 2 or 3 minutes, so that we can try for up to. Initially, rapport building is very important. That has to be explained to the parents. Following which, joint attention and activities relating to this for home training can also be explained. So, 5 to 6 sessions, I think, would be sufficient, like looking at the
Hmm.
uh, expression or looking at the description what is being given, and looks like the parent is highly motivated, I mean, over highly motivated for the child to get out of this. So I think they would cooperate, and that would be the first goal which I think would be appropriate.
All right, that's correct. And according, like, building onto this, you said joint attention skills. Now, Urvisha, would you like to highlight about how will we go about this with joint attention skills? Could you just tell us about how listening can help in joint attention, or what should we do? How do we build this joint attention? So if you're talking to
Yeah,
me,
so for
I'm going to just keep on looking here and there. I'm not going to attend to you on online mode. What should I do?
yeah, the main exactly what I was going to highlight, like it's going to be online video calling. So getting his joint attention is going to be even more a challenge. I mean, it you can't just. I mean, that's what I think. You can't directly start working on joint attention because he'll not give. Why will he give? He's not giving joint attention due to a cause. What are the possible causes? His listening skills are affected. Is what makes me think like he wants it because he's not ready to listen to me. I'm gonna say so many things. I'm gonna narrate a story of 10 sentences. I've lost him at just the second sentence itself. So how do I get him to listen first so that I can build joint attention? Is what I am thinking right now. Like if I'm planning for this child. So my initial goal would be start. It's not initial. It would be more of a simultaneous thing happening, like extremely short stories. What had you written for the story thing narration? I
I
forgot.
think, I think we
Can
can.
narrate stories well, but he has
Yes,
difficulty
Joanna, you are
personally
saying
narrating.
something?
Yeah. Can you see me?
Yes, yes, Joanna.
Yes.
Yes. So I think social stories is a very like something that really works. So I had a case like this that was almost I think not this young, but he had the same issues. Okay, it was all high level and slightly the grammatical aspects also had to be worked. So once we worked on the grammar, we went on with social stories. Okay, so how it helps is since it's so personalized, relating to them, we can get their attention very well, and it's very short and it works on the specific behavioral problems they have. So something like, okay, he doesn't greet someone when they come. If that is a problem, we can take a social story for that alone and work on that. So it works on language and at the same time on the behavior as well, on the pragmatic behaviors, I mean, not the behavioral issues.
Right. That's a very valid point that social stories will be specific to social stories to catering to one specific behavior that we are targeting. It will be very useful. That's perfectly like I agree to that point. Yeah, Urvisha, you were saying can you continue? What were you
Yeah, no,
saying?
I think I really like this point. Like, you can actually include your listening skill working. And there are other things. He's not going to, I'm really thinking from step zero, okay? So social stories is something that will help me get the parents' attention and be with me. While my goal is, because I don't want just the parent to be happy. I need the child's overall development. Like I need to build a foundation. So for that, I feel using social stories and listening skills together.
Yes.
He's not sitting. How does, like, his sitting compliance is good, you said, but if he's online, how much is he attending? Like, what is he doing? Is he there or is he continuously moving? I need to get his body with me. I need to get his ears with me, and then I do the social stories. So it's like an overall thing is what I'm talking
Yeah.
about.
So what a wrong notion that people usually have over here is
Joanna
listening
is
is like
saying something.
okay, okay, sorry. Yeah.
For
Yes,
that
Joanna.
listening skills, I have heard that something called whole body listening is something that we should work initially. So it's
Yes.
not just listening with our ears or listening with our eyes, but the whole body. We teach the child we have to use our hands to listen. It should be down, legs should be down. He should be sitting on the chair and give full attention with all his organs. So once we teach that, we can move on to social stories.
That's
Yeah,
that's very
exactly.
valid. Yes. Also, a very upcoming thing. Like I've just read a few articles on it. Not myself tried it, but I really would like to try it. With such a case, is video modeling, because these children are he likes stories so much is the first thing, and video modeling is currently the literature says it's really showing results. So social stories is like a step back, and then still if we are in the modern world, like social stories using video modeling, all this if we combine, I think that approach will be really well, like the child can really benefit from all these things.
So I have one question. Your next question is execution of those goals. So
Yes.
if you have 45 minutes with the child, like, if I just give you, take a session right now, all all the points of the history and everything. What will you do in those 45 minutes? Working on your and also, keeping the parent on the same page as you. What would you do in those 45 minutes right away if you were given?
Okay.
Anybody can answer. I mean, it's not
Yeah.
to any
Does anyone want to?
any new points that anybody else wants to add on. Because I think ASD, I think a lot of things can be done, and this child shows a lot of potential.
Okay, one thing that we are missing, that in all this parental expectations and everything, whatever we are talking, we are missing out on a very, very important point over here. That is the oral hypersensitivity. He's 6 year old and still he's just using mashed food, which is a very, very strong this thing. And mother is, continuously focused on, and that speech therapy is for language and all that. He's not speaking, like he has articulatory errors. So our focus, should it be on the articulation errors right away? What do you guys think? Like, would it be in that 45 minutes initially? If I have to start right away, would you target?
I don't think it should be focused on the articulation error as such, but then focusing on his hypersensitivity and feeding issue will be the first concern, rather than focusing on the articulation.
Yeah, so first,
So I, as a SLP to that case, what I would do is first focus on hypersensitivity and swallowing, simultaneously language, after which I will be focusing on speech sound errors. So that will be my hierarchy, but there's no wrong in working it simultaneously also. But speech sound errors will not be my higher concern.
okay, all right. That's even I agree to what Ranjani is saying. Okay, anything else we want to add up, Urvisha, on this?
What
this
kind
case?
of activities would you all use online for this child? Other
Good
than
question.
picture descriptions or stories,
Those
what
are
else
the
would you use?
first and the most likelihood question that we get on our page. Like almost every third or fourth DM is that how do I do it
These
online?
are
The email is full with how do we do it online. So yeah, anyone would like to answer?
I think first step of pre-therapy should be getting a reinforcement chart, which is so important. At least 10 to 20 things that the child likes. So based on that, there are so many resources online that we can use. Like so many games are there. We can intermediately use games. Like okay, suppose child told something, we can immediately show that game just to keep him on. So immediately we can give it more often, and later we can increase the frequency of it. Like okay, so now you did it 5 minutes, now we can slowly make it 10 minutes, after which the game will be given. I think ASD children are really interested in all these things, games, and like stories are there, and there's make a pizza, so many games are there. I think based on their interests we can use games.
Yeah, one point I'd like to add here. Since this child, I mean, what I understand, he likes stories, I would try and use that. And I personally, like in my personal cases also, even if I use, online games, I always prefer doing it in person. So I tell the mother, I call the mother half an hour before, I tell her everything. What are we going to do? And then I make the child do it. So what I would, if he likes stories, maybe we are narrating some, the hare and the tortoise. So, I would make him do it like you are the hare. So let him crawl. Let him, have that he's completely with me when he's doing it. I won't lose him. I know. So I think that's how I would, keep him with me throughout. He's the hare. He's jumping or he's crawling and going. Let him run around and come back. And the same simultaneously, I'll be narrating the story, or I'll keep, that story audio on somewhere. So that's one thing I can think of right now.
Yeah, that
Another thing that I have tried is, can I add on?
yes, sure,
Yeah,
Yon.
yeah.
So there was a child who liked a specific rhyme. Okay. So he loved that rhyme so much. So I thought I can use that rhyme to teach so many concepts. And it was so interesting because I would just show him the rhyme initially, and then I would take screenshots of that same rhyme in PPT, and I would make concepts like gender concept, who is a boy and the girl, which was the fat boy in this, and so many other things, choice making and things were taught. So there's so many ideas if you get what exactly the child likes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was a
this
very
is
nice
also
and
nice.
interesting point.
Yeah.
All right.
Anything else?
Anything
Anybody else
else?
wants to add?
So, Urvisha, as we thought in the first case itself, we have reached 5:25. We can take up one more case. I would just like everyone to chip in. The first is a Broca's aphasia case, and another one is a SSD case. Which one case will we do it, and we'll stop for today? Can everyone just vote in the chat box so that I know which case to play next? SSD. Okay, Urmi says SSD. Okay, I have two SSDs. I'll start with SSD. We can have the aphasia case next time, Urvisha. Is that okay with you?
Ah, of course.
Yes. Okay.
Just one more question regarding that child with autism.
Yes.
Like, how would you address behavioral issues like hand flapping and rocking movements? What therapy could be possible to correct that?
Okay. Urvisha, would you?
Anybody?
Anyone else? Yeah.
Or I'll say. Okay. So initially, at least for this child, I wouldn't really bother working on the hand flapping and anything right now, unless it's not really coming in between. So, and if I have to work, I think this comes more under OT, so I'm not very sure. Um, any ideas right now? I can't directly think of something on how to work with the hand flapping. And so one thing, yeah, again with the listening, what I do with a lot of cases of mine is I work on a lot of body readiness. Okay, so I want the child, if I'm starting an activity, like if I'm talking to the child, like XYZ, I'm waiting, I need your body ready. Let's wait. Let's show me your hands are folded, legs are folded, and then I give him 5 seconds. Stay like this for 5 seconds. I reinforce if he stays like that for 5, and then we start the activity, and we do that after a lot of short breaks in between, so that just gets him back, and that eventually fades off the other rocking behavior. If he's doing this, the activity is stopped. Whether it's anything, the reinforcement is taken away or something like that. That's how I go about it a lot with
I
a lot
had
of my
one
cases.
child who, like, OT definitely helped him. So overall, if the body readiness is there, you'll definitely see improvement in all this thing. And when we are working on joint attention, child knows that I have to focus on for 5 minutes. So you will see eventually that in those 5-10 minutes at least, those flapping and all is reduced. So we can train them like that. Apart from that, what I have seen people doing, and I have done it for one case, is when it's a lot and child is not able to focus, you can give him something that gives him that sensory thing. So for one of the child, the balls that come, the soft balls with spikes, and their slime is inside, so they press them, so deep pressure with that calms him. So if it's not under my control and I feel that a lot of tantrums are happening, so I can give him sometimes that. As soon as he quietens, I'll reinforce him that, yeah, you're sitting well, and I'll reinforce on those. So all these positive behaviors will add on, I feel, like, over the period of time. So I just
Yeah,
give him
I
something in
did
his
that.
hand.
Yeah, I used to do this, like, like it was not on video. When I was in clinic, if the child is doing that, I just hold his hand and we just sit. It's like everything stops and I'm just holding his hand tight, like giving a little bit of deep pressure. That when then he calms down, the main point here being you reinforce, because I have seen it, getting down eventually when it's done over and over again. The child also, it's like you hold, then I don't have to hold it for like complete 2 minutes. Then next time, over 3-4 sessions, I just have to give him a touch and he's much better. He knows, like, okay, I have to calm down.
Yeah, that's right,
Yeah,
Urvisha.
side by side, OT also I think will do a lot of improvement in case, no?
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. We miss out on
Thank
these
you.
things, these small things every time. Like if a patient is with us and it's our job, like, to give a proper referral to a proper place, and we miss out
Yeah.
on it. Many of us do, especially if we are not in an institute setup. If it's a private clinic case
Yeah,
or something, we often miss out. So that is supposed to be really taken care of. It's a good point. Yes.
So one more thing that I have usually done is that I try to redirect the behavior. Okay? Okay, so when my child usually flaps hand only when he's excited or only when he is emotionally unstable or something like that. So what I do is that when I am anticipating those kind of behavior, I'll start redirecting. Instead of flapping his hand, I'll redirect the behavior towards clapping of hands. So which is still not okay, but it is comparatively less socially acceptable than a flapping of hands. So physically using prompts, I try to bring it towards the center of the body and try making him clap his hands rather than flapping of hands. So this is one thing that I usually do. But moreover, this thing comes under OT domain, so I think they'll have a better answer.
So what
So,
we
but even if
exactly,
yeah, sorry. No, so that was just adding to that. Like even if it's into OT domain, it's you can't just leave it abhi OT ka hai. So you do it. I will do my language. So it doesn't work like that. Especially if you're not in an institute, if you're in a private clinic, you need to make sure you're covering everything. And this exactly what you said. The social stigma. So I had the same child I was talking about. The mother she had this major complaint. Like ma'am, she's the child went the flapping hands and everything would start when she was excited and emotionally triggered, and the mother was extremely embarrassed when she was in public. So I had to address that, and I was at that time, honestly, I was lost. Like how, like in sessions I know it's my this thing, but how do I take it outside? What do I do? Because the mother was extremely she mentioned it multiple times, like do something about this. What do you all think? What could have been done, like just as a temporary solution, at least, so that the mother can not be that embarrassed to take the child out or in public gatherings?
yes, that's very true. So at least something like what we discussed, that can be some of the few hacks that you can use. It's not definitely the only solution, but you could use it, like, and it's like whatever we said, the main key point over here, I think, is breaking down whatever our goal is there. So as I initially said, that you give something in his hand, that is actually a kind of redirection only, but what Ranjini said was a breakdown of that step. So like, if I cannot go directly on a joint attention, at least for that time being, we are doing clap and we are singing some clap rhyme. So you are doing at least something meaningful. So it's a very good breakdown. So in all of our goals, if we are able to break it down to as simple level as possible, and break it to the parent also, that this is what we did, like last session this is what was happening, this session at least this much we have done more. So I think that will keep the parent also with us with realistic expectations. So yeah, I think that will be good way. Okay, Urvisha, I think we have only 5 minutes left with this meeting to be left. What is your call? What should we
Do
do?
you think will you guys be able to rejoin the meeting, because this is not the complete meeting? It'll end in
Yeah,
40 minutes. We can do one SSD case if you all like vote again, or if you
yeah,
all do it next time or
it's
something.
like, if you all are going to join, we'll do that, or we'll do completely the next time. Can you please type in your chat box? Okay, so Urvisha, I think we'll do like 10-15 minutes another session also. Whoever can join, they'll join. Yeah, Urvisha, are you there?
1 second. Yeah, no, I'm just reading. No issues. We'll
Yeah,
join again.
yeah. So I'm just joining.
Yeah.
Whoever can join, please join this same meeting again. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.